Hello and good afternoon. I've been thinking about Einstein's theory of relativity. I've also been thinking about quantum physics and about the speed of light and about a couple of different error factors. I wrote down some questions that I have. These are questions that I'm questioning myself on, and you can use the questions as well for your own observation. But I kind of want to debate the theories that are out there. I don't think theories stay constant, just like I don't believe that the light of speed stays constant. I think everything is about change. The whole universe is about change. But I believe that there are some laws that are in effect out there, and there's other laws in effect out there that we're not even aware of. Okay. So you're saying, well, how can these laws be in effect if everything changes? Well, over time things change, and the laws are manipulated and altered. That's what I believe to be true. You got to figure, we ourselves as human beings have only been on the face of this planet for a short period of time. So there's a lot of things we're not aware of yet. We haven't excelled mentally yet, and we haven't excelled to a point where we understand things in a better way. Because it seems like with each 10 years or 20 years, we come up with the technology to debunk theories that we thought once were real that are no longer real. Okay? And the theory is just a thought anyhow, an idea. But I'm going to go on here. Here are some of the questions. 1. Is space expanding faster than the rate of light? Is the speed of light constant? Can energy be expanded upon? Is the principle of time constant and exact? Okay, when things reach the speed of light, it says that it possibly slows things down, or is this just an illusion? Okay? Can a physical state of a thing be altered, meaning the laws of physics that are being taught? Energy never created or destroyed. Is that statement true? I mean, do you question mainstream science? Do you question the things that people were telling you to be real? Some things can sound real and be very, very deceptive or false. Okay, now, I've thought about Einstein's theory of relativity and his equation. Here's the equation. I don't know if you can see it or not. E equals mc squared, right? Now, I believe that there are more than one spectrum of understanding about this right here. I have another equation. Okay, let me see if we can see that clearly. E is greater than or equal to mass times circumference squared negative. Now, you're wondering what the hell am I talking about, okay? I'm saying that his equation may apply in this spectrum, meaning that under the speed of light, that equation is valid, okay? Not saying that Einstein was wrong. I'm saying that he couldn't see beyond the fact that maybe the speed of light is not constant. And not only that, when we enter the speed of light, things change. Okay, now here's the reason I wrote this equation. Energy is greater than or equal to the mass times circumference negative. Okay, and what I'm meaning there a little bit, I'll get a little more depth here. Massless particles or waves that have negative mass. You're going to say, wow, how can something have negative mass? Well, in science they do talk about things having a negative weight and negative, atomic weight and stuff like that. But now, the question is, can we travel faster than the speed of light? My statement would be absolutely yes. But the only difference is when we're reaching the point of light. They've already proven this. When we're reaching the point of light, things slow down. Time slows down. All things slow down. Okay. They've done experiments on this with plants and clocks and all kinds of things. When they entered close to the speed of light, things slowed down. But if you were to equal the speed of light, or exceed it, I think, you've always said there's two sides to a coin, and you know that we have light and darkness, and in the concept of yin and yang, the Chinese, there's a positive and negative side to things. But I also believe this too, that when you reach a speed of light, I mean, you truly go beyond the speed of light, right? You come to a point where I call it neutral time, where time is still, it's motionless. Okay, that's what I believe happened after you've gone past the speed of time, and time itself is changed. So the relevance of time, the principles of time changed. Okay, I'll give you an example in this life. Okay, and things around you. Each species or plants or anything on Earth has a timetable in which it lives, in which it dies, or reproduces. Okay, so there's a timetable for everything. I want you to understand and see that I'm seeing time not as a principle anymore, but as a substance. Okay, an actual coherent substance. Just like mass is substance. Even though you can't see time, time can be felt. Okay? For instance, we judge time by distance and things like that. We judge it internally and things like that. For instance, if you're going at a high rate of speed, you're going to feel the G-forces. And there will be some physiological changes. They've already done studies on this with people when they were given high G rates. They passed out or they went into an altered state. Okay? So maybe when you reach a certain speed, you go into an altered state, or what I call neutral time, where things stand still. Okay? It's hard to describe this because if you've never been there and you've never experienced it, how can you prove that it's real? But right now, it's just a concept. It's a theory that I have. So, excuse me here, I'm burping. I had some popcorn and gave me a little heartburn for some reason. But now, what I'm trying to suggest, that things do change. And nothing's completely constant. Now, I'm going to go back. I'm going to answer some of these questions that I wrote. What I feel the answer to the question might be. You notice I'm saying might. Okay. Is space expanding faster than light itself? Okay. The Hubble spacecraft, it's up there, right? It's been calculating distances and the speed at which these galaxies are moving. Now, there are some of these galaxies that are exceeding the speed of light. And you say, well, how is that possible? Nothing can exceed the speed of light. And some of these things that are going at a high rate of speed are receding one another. So this is kind of something to really think about. So time, the relevance of time and space may be totally different from our understanding of what time and space actually is. So maybe light is just trying to catch up with space, in essence. So maybe light itself is not the fastest moving thing in our known space, because space itself is expanding. You got to look at space as being a substance too. Okay, I've heard use dough as an experiment. It's dough stretching out and stuff like that. And all the planets are like the raisins and stuff inside it. I mean, I heard a guy, that was a metaphor that a guy gave, which is pretty awesome. And, it's a down-to-earth kind of way of looking at things. The dough's expanding, and when the dough expands, the raisins and everything else will expand with it. So, our understanding of speed, the speed of the universe, the speed of the space, and the speed of light can be altered. Because I'll give you for another instance. You look at the stars at night, okay? Light is supposed to be constant, right? Why do stars flicker? If light is constant, there shouldn't be a flickering of light. I mean, you could come up with ideas like things passed in front of it and blocked the light and caused it to have a time delay. But no, I don't believe that's true. I mean, I believe it's true with some space bodies, the things that are out there, planets and stuff. But I believe that when light's traveling, it can be altered. And the speed of it can be altered. And I'll give you another for instance on this. Why do I think that the speed of light can be altered? Well, we can alter energies now. Now you're going to find this freaking amazing. They developed electromagnetic engine generators. They could take their actual energy, the energy that they're producing, right? And the energy, okay, the still energy, okay, can reproduce it fivefold. In other words, you can take a standing energy and expand it 5 times the output. In other words, what you're doing is you're taking an energy that's constant, right? And you're able to expand that energy 5 times its own energy fold. I hope I'm saying this right. What I'm saying is you're taking something small that's small and it's supposed to be unchangeable, and you're expanding it to be something larger. It's like you got the mass of something has a specific weight, but it's able to expand itself. That's pretty wild, ain't it? So if energy can expand itself, our theory and concept of energy may be flawed. Like the whole, when I stated here, the question about energy is never created or destroyed. Maybe energy is created, and maybe energy is altered. Something to think about. But let me go on here. Can light energy be expanded upon? Well, obviously, light is an energy, just like magnetism is an energy, and electric is an energy. And if we can multiply the energy output of a still energy, why can't we apply it to light? Why can't we apply it to plasma? Why can't we apply it to other things? I mean, it makes sense, but I'm going to keep going here. When we reach the speed of light, if it's possible to be slowed down, okay, now if you're going at the speed of light and things slow down, wouldn't it make sense that the speed itself would slow down? So maybe speed is altered in a way. Okay, so the speed, it's not so much that speed slows down, it changes form. You see what I'm saying? It changes. And like I said, my theory is in the concept of neutral time. If you can expand beyond the speed of light and you go fast enough, things come to a point of stillness. Okay? It's still moving through space and time, but the body that's moved becomes still. And how can I explain that? Okay? The gyroscope. As a kid, I had a gyroscope. You know, one of those things you have a string and you pull it and it spins around, right? But the inner working part of the gyroscope pretty much is still. The inner core is still. The rest of it is moving around. It's like an orbit. Okay? I mean, I don't know if I'm explaining this good enough, but what I'm saying is you get to a certain point, an object gets to a certain point, it's traveling through time. Okay? The object itself is not moving, but space and time is moving. The object is still. I call it neutral time. You've come to a point of neutral time. You've gone so fast that you reached a point of neutral time, where time stands still for you, but the rest of the universe and time itself is moving. It's moving. It's hard to explain it, but if you have imagination, imagine the fact that you're still and everything else around you is moving. Just like you're standing on a street. You can stand still, but a car is going by you. Alright? If you were able to levitate, right, in one spot, right? Say your body is levitated off the ground. Okay, the earth is moving, right? If you were held above the ground and levitating, would your body stay in that same spot or would it move? I don't know. I've never tried the experiment. I don't know how a way of levitating, but there's a lot of possibilities. That's why I believe that there's more than one spectrum when they talk about dimensions, okay, and string theory and things like that. I believe that all the stellar travel that these spacecrafts we are seeing on Earth as being UFOs are actually traveling through space and time, but it's not. They're still. That's the reason why they don't age. That's the reason why they can go back to their own planet and cohabitate with their own people and identify what's happening here. See, everybody says, well, you go through time, you come back, everything will be gone. That depends on what speed you're going. If you're going below the speed of light, just below the speed of light, or at the speed of light, time will slow down for you, and the rest of the planets in the world and whatever, and the people, they will age. Now, if you come to a point of neutral time, where time and space is moving freely, you're not affecting the outcome of your age or the age of the people that you're going to meet back on the Earth, because you're in a state of stillness, but the rest of the things around you are in movement. And this is my theory. To all those people out there that sincerely believe that Einstein was completely true, he was true to a point. Only to the point of he didn't know exactly what would happen if it was possible to go beyond the speed of light. So, and if it's possible that these galaxies, from certain calculations from Hubble, are moving faster than the rate of speed. Parsecs, or whatever they're called, the megaparsecs, it's a span of time and speed that's astronomical, okay? But they have calculators that do this calculating. And I don't know if they're 100% precise, but they come within an objective idea of how fast these things are actually moving. So we got certain galaxies that are moving at the speed of light. So I would say that the speed of light is only one factor. I think the speed of its space itself, which is expanding, is far greater than the speed of light trying to catch up with it. So that's something to think on. That's something to dwell on. But like I said, I have a theory. And the theory is called neutral time. Neutral time means that when you reach a certain speed, whether it's beyond the speed of light or not, when you reach a certain speed, you come to a point of stillness. And when you come in a point of stillness, it is space and time moving around you. Okay? You're still. Your time and your perception of time is still. You're neither going backwards or forwards. You're stationary. But everything else around you is fluctuating in time and space, either accelerating or going back. So I'm thinking that these great distances that maybe these spacecrafts are coming to Earth from are excelling at a much far greater rate of speed than possible. Because if you're going to believe in spacecrafts and aliens coming to this world, you got to understand that their civilization would be dead according to the theory of relativity. So they're moving at a speed that which I call neutral speed, that allows them to come here and go back there and cohabitate with the beings on their planet. So I think our understanding of space and time is finite. I think that it's time for us to step out of the box and start exploring things beyond the natural spectrum of our understanding. You know, Einstein stepped out of his box. He went out and explored. They kicked him out of school. They called him a mathematical idiot. But he explored. He used his imagination to seek out, to find out whether these things are true or not. And I think you, as scientists and people, quit living in this box and start seeing that there's more out there. Science is not constant, and neither are the things in the universe constant. Everything changes, maybe at a slower rate or a faster rate, but everything is in perpetual change. So prepare. The only thing I think that doesn't change is God, because God is the existence of all things and everything. He is the eternal mind, if you want to call it that, the creator of all things. But we are the explorers. We are to explore and figure things out. It's for our joy and our benefit. You know, there's no doubt that everybody wants to know things and they're curious. So I'll give you more here. I ramble on a little bit, but there's questions I gave you there. You know, see if you can answer them. All right. Catch you later. See you in my next video.